Here's what you want to know about how it actually works when someone searches. So understanding this will help you do all of the details correctly in this process. So when you type something into Google, Google puts these results out in order it thinks you're most likely to engage with them. How does it come up with this order? That's what you want to know, and here are several critical factors that Google uses to determine this order. If you look in my Webmaster Tools, the key factors are shown right here. Not all of them, but several of them. So if you look at these things, click-through ratio. Now I'm sure you already understand the importance of having a good click-through ratio. What you might not understand is exactly how you get up to a position high enough to get clicks in the first place. Well, Google's got to know your content is out there. So using WordPress, if you use the Yoast SEO plugin, and I'll spell it out for you, Yoast SEO plugin, it helps a lot with getting your website in Google correctly. The WordPress Yoast SEO plugin makes it easy for me to do all of my SEO. So when I go to edit this post, I'll click edit and I'll show you where the plugin appears. The plugin is down here. It makes it easy to put these things into Google in the exact format that allow me to get my average position up there by getting clicks and by making appealing results. So when you search for results in Google like this, ultimately Google wants to find the right combination of text matched with the keyword searched for that gives a user a good experience. Well, in order to get shown, you need to first tell Google that you are trying to get shown on that. The Yoast SEO plugin helps me focus exactly on the keywords I want to get ranked on. So the Yoast SEO plugin helps me aim at the keywords I'm trying to rank on by focusing on my SEO title and my meta description. Now this is pretty basic, right? It is, but the idea of learning the basics is to then figure out the secrets of how that impacts what works. So what you want is to use the SEO plugin to control exactly what appears here. You want to control this title and you want to control this text. Once you control this text, then you have a lot better shot at optimizing these principles that I will show you. So when you search for something in Google and you control this text, what you want to optimize for are user clicks. You want to attract clicks to your title. But at the same time, you also need to tell Google about the keywords. And this is very tough because lots of marketers will tell you that you can't both do SEO and do really good marketing or attractive titles all together. And I think with enough effort you can. So it's tricky. Here's an example I've struggled with a lot is my website. How do I title my website so that it starts with my name and it explains what I do and it makes sense for search? Well, here's how I do it. I start with my name, say what I am, and then things I want to show up on. Udemy, keywords, instructor, entrepreneur online. Then in this description, I put all of these terms I want to show up on along with my name at the end. Now I'll show you this in another context. So if you look for top Patreon earners, you'll notice that I show up first on this. And this has a lot of people searching for it and not a lot of good content. So if you want to get a lot of people clicking, you've got to find little niche terms like this that have a ton of search traffic and that are not very competitive to appear in. Once you have that, then you've got to maximize these titles and the text in order to get clicks. But that's just step one. So I've shown you where to do those in WordPress, and I've shown you how I match the search results with what people are looking for. Now, step 2, which you don't see a lot about, is what happens next. So I think you probably already knew the importance of click-through and getting ranked high. What you might not know is what happens after you click and how important that is in ranking high. So once you've clicked on a search term, now Google's not done evaluating how much you like that page. And this is why this format works good. It has a YouTube video here. It encourages people to click play on the video and keep them on the page. If you want to rank high, if you want to get up here in these terms, if you want your average position to climb, you've got to keep people on the page once they click. Simply getting people to click is not enough. Google wants people to stay on that page after they click to it. So if you want your position to go up, you've got to get people to stay on the page. You'll notice, regardless of how high the position is, I'm not going to get a good click-through if I don't have a good enough position, because I have to get a top position before I can get clicked through. No one's going to see me until I'm at a high enough position to get clicked on. Now, once I'm up there, then I have to optimize for click-through. But an important thing for ranking high is getting people to stay on the page. So every time you actually do get a click is to keep them staying on the page. So I would argue that growing your search traffic, it's more important to get people to stay on the page than it is to actually get that click-through. Of course, if no one clicks in the first place, you won't get anything. But if you just maximize click-through and don't maximize the page value, then Google is not going to show you high. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. So when I open a new window and I go search for something like Facebook ads 2015, I search for that. Now what happens here is when I click on this first thing, I see an update to newsfeed. This is a junk. It's not helpful. Now it will rank higher because it's on the official Facebook website. But what I do is I see that and I say, ugh, I don't want that. I go back and I backed out. So what that tells Google is I did not have a good experience on that page. Google calls that click back. And I don't recall hearing hardly anyone talk about click back. Click back is so important, and that's why the strategy I show you works, because it minimizes click back. So when you start with the YouTube video right here and you clearly match keywords and you have a lot of content, a lot of words on here, you help minimize click back, especially this video right here. And I know this is starting to get technical, and the idea is I want you to understand click back is what the secret hidden ingredient that will help you rank a lot higher. So if you minimize click back and maximize click through, then you're likely to go up a lot in the rankings. So you saw what a click back was right there. And now if you have the official Facebook URL, a giant number 2 website in the world, you can get away with having some click back. But what happens then, the second position ad gets a click out of that, and then you have the chance to move above whoever is above you in those search terms. So what you can see on my course is a consistent climb. You can see on all of these rankings a consistent climb up in average position. And one of the huge factors to that is not having a very high click back percentage. So I've got a good click through. In other words, people are clicking, but then the people who do click through are not that likely when they see this to immediately back out. It's also called the bounce rate. So that's a great way to get ranked higher. That's a huge secret to being successful. And the WordPress Yoast SEO plugin, combined with a good YouTube video and the knowledge of what I just shared with you, that's what you can use to start powering your search traffic up exactly like this. So I appreciate this time you spent with me, and I hope explaining to you where the results show up in Google, the basic process, and the importance of minimizing clickback has been helpful for you.